For this adventure, we headed to the exotic locales of Spain and Morocco, or more specifically, the cities of Barcelona, Marrakech, and Essaouira. Spain filled our senses with Gaudí, paella, and Las Ramblas, while Morocco treated us to bazaars, camels, and carpets.
So come join us on the Marrakech Express. We're taking thee to Marrakech. All aboard!
And up, and away.
Yeah.
No trip to Barcelona is complete without gobs of Gaudí. So we started our trek at the famous Cathedral La Sagrada Familia. Spanish architect Antoni Gaudí was truly a visionary when it came to buildings imitating the patterns found in nature. Walking around the gorgeous grounds, we marveled at his aesthetic.
Beautiful stained glass and vaulted ceilings aside, I loved it because it was just so damn weird. It really looked like the inside of an alien spaceship. And don't ask me how I know that.
And the outside of the church is covered with mysteries and stories as well. Each nook and cranny, a new puzzle to solve.
As majestic as the church itself was, we were drawn to a much smaller building on the grounds, the old schoolhouse.
Gaudí built it so that the children of the construction workers would have a place to study.
Cheers, and welcome to Barcelona. As usual, we've sat down for a little something to eat, tried some of the local delicacies. Paella is, of course, big in Spain. This beer is actually from Scotland, so ignore that. And then they've got, when you get hot chocolate here, it's like hot pudding. See, I can actually turn the cup to the side, and you do that, and that's the hot chocolate here. So there's a little hot pudding. And here's some paella. Hot.
In some cities, the architecture is gaudy. Here in Barcelona, it's Gaudí. Check out this amazing building behind me. Gaudí lived here about 100 years ago and designed amazing architecture. We just came from Sagrada Familia, and now we're checking out La Pedrera.
One of our favorite unplanned detours came in the form of El Nacional, a repurposed multi-restaurant space just off the main street Las Ramblas. Filled with a variety of delicious tapas eateries, there is something for everyone, and it feels like you're taking a trip back in time.
Then, as the sun started to set, we ventured into the medieval quarter, which is home to many of the museums in Barcelona. The architecture here is also extraordinary. And it is no surprise that Gaudí is celebrated in this part of town as well. But another celebration was in order for us. While you'll see more in the next episode, one of our main reasons for taking this trip was so that we could explore the famed European Christmas markets.
Wait, whoa, is this guy pooping on Christmas? What's going on? We had to ask, what is this obsession with famous characters dropping trow and dropping a deuce? Turns out, this is called El Caganer, and is actually present in many nativity scenes here, a playful counterpoint to more serious tradition. Dios mío, Bob Esponja!
So yesterday we walked all over Barcelona. Today it's raining, so we've chosen a more conservative path. We're taking the subway. Public transport's something you should check out no matter what city you go to, especially when it's as good as it is here in Barcelona. And sometimes you get free entertainment, like the accordionist who just started playing in the other car. So we're going to be mostly in museums today. We're going to spend some time learning because it's raining outside. We don't want to be wet. So maybe a museum of chocolate, maybe a museum with a baby mammoth. Who knows? Let's see.
We're here at the Museum of Chocolate in Barcelona, and the best part is your ticket is a candy bar. I feel like Charlie heading into the chocolate factory. Come on.
Do you recognize some of these characters? All these dioramas are made by artists out of chocolate. There's Asterix and Obelix, as well as traditional stories like Man of La Mancha. And one of my favorites, Tintin, or Tintin.
Then we took a trip even further into the past, with a visit to the Mammoth Museum, hidden away on a side street. Much like a baby mammoth buried under the ice, no one we asked seemed to know where to find it, and we felt like triumphant archaeologists when we finally arrived.
The greatest thing about this museum is that, unlike many American museums, you are actually encouraged to touch the exhibits, which worked out well for Tara. With a final walk down the rainy Las Ramblas, disturbed only by a man transfixed by his very first encounter with a camera, we stopped in to buy a few things in the Arcade La Boqueria.
Before one last stop for tapas at our favorite, El Nacional. And with full bellies, it was time to jump across the Mediterranean Sea to Morocco.
We touched down in the famed Casablanca, which, if you were wondering, bears little to no resemblance to the one Warner Brothers showed us in the 1942 film starring Humphrey Bogart. But it does contain the very impressive Hassan II Mosque, the largest mosque in Morocco.
The capital city of Rabat still maintains many of its 11th century fortress walls. But there was one thing they couldn't protect from us ravenous tourists: tagine. We ate a lot of tagines during our trip, and the best ones were always from the cheap roadside cafes. Tagine is sort of like a Moroccan terracotta crock pot. These savory dishes are filled with slow-cooked stews of meat and fruit or vegetables.
We spent our first night at the heart of the Medina in Marrakech in a traditional guest house or riad overlooking the famous marketplace Jama el Fna. And we were happy to receive a hearty traditional breakfast of Moroccan pancakes or bagrir and Moroccan mint tea to fuel the adventures ahead.
Bahia Palace is a serene 19th century palace opening onto beautiful courtyards and gardens. The word Bahia even means brilliance in Arabic. And the architecture is a wonderful merging of Islamic and Moroccan styles, with ornate inlaid wood and tile work.
Leaving the palace, we wound our way down a narrow corridor which opened up into the royal tombs, where we marveled at the intricate carvings.
The Koutoubia Mosque is the biggest in Marrakech, towering above its surroundings. And yes, these camels and tiny ponies are just here for the tourists.
Moroccan tea is a daily necessity and an art. Perfecting the pour takes practice, a steady hand, and a good teacher. And the first pour always goes back in the pot. But all this pomp pays off in a sweetly delicious cup of tea. Another delectable staple in Moroccan cuisine is the sweet and savory bastila, a flaky pastry pie filled with egg, chicken, and spices.
A short distance south of Marrakech is the foot of the Low Atlas mountain range. We ventured up the winding pass for a time, but eventually decided to leave the hills to the Berber, the people who populate this area and who were much better equipped for the terrain. The twisty mountain roads were at times dicey, but offered stunning views of the countryside, the towns below, and the occasional roadside market.
Back to the big city in time for sunset, which is when the Jama El Fna marketplace really comes alive.
As we got deeper and deeper into the market with its twists and turns, we wondered how long we could keep going, and if we lost our way, would we ever find our way out? Luckily, I'm pretty good with directions and got us safely back to our riad.
We're standing in place Jama El Fna. It sounds better when I say it like this because it's like more like a documentarian or something. So we're standing, it's right in the middle of Marrakech. You can see there's all sorts of activity going on all around us. There's food and dancing and all sorts of things. It's just gorgeous. Here we are in the center of Marrakech.
With all of these magical shops, we had to buy at least something. Tara had her eyes on some of the pretty slippers that we had seen so many Moroccans wearing. The division of labor was, she would pick out a pair of shoes and try them on, and I would try my hand at haggling, which, incidentally, is considered the only respectful way to shop. I'm not great at it, but I think this shopkeep took at least a few dirham off the tourist price.
But we've forgotten to introduce somebody very important. Our guide to this Moroccan madness, Alami. He was our driver and shepherd, and on our drive to the coastal city of Essaouira, wanted to show us where real Moroccans did their shopping. I can truly say we were the only tourists there that day, and a source of constant amusement for the shoppers around us.
In a place like this, you can't always worry about how clean the things you might put in your mouth are, because if you do, you might pass up a tasty treat or two and have a lot less fun. No matter where we travel, Tara likes to make friends, usually of the furry variety. Here she learned that tangerine peels are a donkey delicacy.
Essaouira is a beautiful seaside town that was originally colonized by the Portuguese. But before we were allowed access to the quaint coastal city, we had to first deal with its fierce guardian, the friendliest camel in Morocco. Chuck up another furry friend for me.
Very well behaved.
I have to say, I am so proud of Tara. I'm normally the brave one when it comes to questionable roadside food, but Tara, ever the trooper and not wanting to offend Alami, who chose the restaurant, dove in with reckless abandon as we ate fried mystery catch of the day. And then Tea Master Alami showed us how it's done.
We're gonna stop talking for a moment so you can enjoy the end of the day in Essaouira in all its serene seaside glory. Because turnabout is fair play, I followed Yuri this time through the beautiful but narrow alleyways. I loved the many varied doors, the contrast of white and blue paint, and the more relaxed feel of this city and its vendors.
Okay, first off, we can't believe this hotel. It's amazing, and it's like I'm on safari somewhere. It's in I feel like an imperialist scum, just staying here. And then we show up upstairs, and it's got this. This is here for us. I'm about to find out if they're real. Let's see. That. Let me set up this over here so we can see that. Okay. This is a date, I think. Or it's a plastic date, we're about to find out. It's a real date. Let's see what this is. That's awful good. Mm-hmm.
Are you not gonna swallow in between?
No. Mm-hmm. They all taste roughly the same.
Are they cookies?
Mm-hmm. With various fillings inside. This one has an almond. This looks like a little ice cream cone. And an almond.
With all the fancy treats we tried, our favorite dish was actually the humble harira, a simple soup used traditionally to break the Ramadan fast, and also by these tourists who couldn't seem to get enough.
The next morning, Alami took us to the fish market, where we surreptitiously tried to capture some shy local fishermen as they went about their work. The seagulls were more camera-friendly, though.
Money doesn't grow on trees in Morocco, but you know what does? Goats! Okay, actually they don't grow on the trees, but they do climb them to get at the tasty argan nuts. Crafty goats.
Traditional Moroccan couscous and vegetables, because it's so labor-intensive to make the couscous, is only made once a week on Friday. We were in luck. It was Friday. So we filled our bellies to the brim like it was our last day in Morocco, which, in fact, it was. We were leaving the next day. And for dessert, homemade donuts.
And with one last shot at a final roadside tagine, we let this smiling chef bid us adieu with the best meal yet. Baslama Maghreb, and shukran for all the tagines. Thanks for joining us on our sojourn in Spain and Morocco. Till next time, up and away.